Hi, beloveds. It's Angelina Marie, and I have an update for you about the collapsing timelines and how to bring future timelines into the present moment. So this video is going to be about potential blocks to having access to anchoring those future timelines into the present. And so in the last video, I talked about how I was going to go away and I had this idea that I was just going to go and I was going to practice, and by the end I was just going to be very fluid at being able to do this and to be able to bring the future timelines anchored into the present. And as always, I was surprised. And one of the things that came up for me about bringing those future timelines to the present is any false beliefs that you have about creating that future timeline is going to come up for you, and it's going to need healing before you're able to move forward. So for example, I'm trying to create a community with a friend of mine, a gift community for healers. And because this is a community, false beliefs came up, and one of the false beliefs that I have that I didn't realize that I had was that you have to fit into community, that I have to change to fit in with community, and so the day before I left, of course, a situation occurred in my life that made me look about how I feel about community, and I realized this part of myself that feels like I have to accommodate to my community and I have to fit in with my community. And what I realized is that no, we don't have to fit into community anymore. That's an old way of thinking. That we can create the community that's going to love and honor and appreciate us exactly where we are, whether we are sad or happy or whatever emotional state is at that moment. And so the first 2 days that I was away, I was really processing it and then feeling into all the times where I didn't feel like I belonged or that I had to wear a mask to fit in with my community. And we think about too about how important community has been for our survival in the past, and so it has been really important for us to be able to fit in, because if we didn't, we might starve to death, or we might not have any companionship. But we're in a new age where we're needing to ask for the things that we want, and the universe is gonna bring anything that's not in alignment with what we're trying to manifest to be healed. And so when you're trying to manifest something and you're just not seeing it manifesting around you, or you're just not feeling successful, ask the universe to show you what those blocks are. And I promise you, the universe is going to show you what those are. But it's up to us to pay attention, to look at the signs, listen to our bodies, what we're feeling, what we're thinking, and really go deep within ourselves. And sometimes we really have to look at parts of ourselves that maybe we're not proud of, or we're ashamed of, or we've been shamed in the past. But those aspects need integration, and we won't be able to move forward and pulling those future timelines to the present timeline unless we've released all false beliefs around that manifestation. The other thing that I wanted to just kind of touch upon too, and I'll go through the practice of what I was shown, but I also want to just kind of say this is it's really important that on the spiritual journey, as soon as possible, you develop a connection with your guidance system. whether it's your ancestors or angels or your higher self or whatever you believe in. Learn to trust that spiritual guidance because it will never fail you, it'll never lead you astray, and it's the only way that you're going to know what the truth is. And I can't teach anyone anything new. The only thing that I can do is remind you of what your truth is. So if there's anything that I'm saying that's not resonating with you, it may not be your truth. And that's why it's so important that you have a great connection to your guides and allow them to guide you, because that's their job. So I'm just listening to see if my guides have anything else that they want to add. Hold on. So I'm speaking to Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron, and they're both just saying that your guides love you so much, and they're there to help, and they want to do anything they can to support us. So allow them, because it's their greatest honor to be able to support you and help you through this journey. And they're also saying you don't have to do this alone, that you are always helped, and you're also always guided, and you're always loved. I feel so good when I hear them say that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and just go through what the practice is. Once you've kind of checked in with your guidance system, and you want to, like I said, you want to check in with your guidance system, share with your guides what you're wanting to manifest. So for me, it's this gift economy community that healers can live at and really focus on their healing work. So I would close my eyes and I would ground myself. If you don't, and you want to sit straight, if possible. And so I would ground myself, and the way I ground myself is I drop a cord from the edge of my spine all the way to the center of the earth, and then I make sure it's attached and staying strong. And when that happens, I breathe up that cool earth energy up into my body, and it fills my whole body. And then I exhale any stress or tension or anxiety, anything that makes me feel uncomfortable or distracted, anything of that nature. And then I go to my heart. This is how I do it now. And I just listen to what my heart's saying. And I share my dream with my heart, and I listen. And my heart's going to say, yes, that's in line with what your soul desires. Or it might say, that might be, it may say that's an ego belief. Or it might have something else to say about it. But if it says yes, then I know that I can move forward. So if your heart says yes, then the next step would be you're going to want to wake your cells up, because we're going to go ahead and pull that future timeline into each of your cells. So I have another video about this. Can't remember the name. It's something cellular awakening, but I'm going to go ahead and go through this too. So then the way that I wake up my cells a little bit, just to let them know that, okay, we're going to be doing some work together, is from the top of my head, I imagine that there's gold light, and the gold light touches every single one of my cells. And when that gold light touches them, they start to pay attention. They're ready to listen to me. So I go through my whole body, and I feel my cells awakening. I go all the way through my head, and then my shoulders, and the stomach area, and my hips and down my legs to my toes. And I can feel my cells starting to tingle, and they're paying attention. And so the next thing I do is I always give them some appreciation, because our cells do so much work for us, and sometimes we forget to thank them. And so I say, cells, thank you so much for your amazing work. You're doing such a great job, and I'm so grateful that I have you, and you always are so dependable, and I just love you so much. And so then my cells, they really like that when I do that. And then I just let them know, said, we're going to do some work together, and I'm going to need you to hold the frequency of a future timeline. And I just allow them to go ahead and sink in. Most of the time they just listen. They might have some concerns, and so you might need to listen to those concerns, so just be present with them. And if they have any concerns, it may be some wisdom that you need to go ahead and take in. But in this situation, they're ready. They're ready to do the work. So the next step of the process is you're going to want to open your third eye. Now, I already have done the exercise, and I actually don't have a practice for this. I just have the intention my third eye is going to open. I just let my third eye know that I need her help, and just to open, and I let her know what I'm wanting to do. And so in this situation, I'd say, third eye, I would like to see future timelines in regards to this gift community that I'm wanting to create. And so then I'm seeing many different future realities that could be. And the way that I'm kind of going through is I'm just kind of looking at each one. And if it's not the right one, I'm saying next, next, next. And the way that I know it's the right one is I feel a resonance in my heart. And so there's like a vibration that's happening in my heart. So when I feel that vibration, I know that's a future timeline. And in that moment, then with my third eye, I'm attaching myself to that future timeline, and I'm pulling that back through my third eye to my head. And once it comes to my head, then it's up to my cells to go ahead and match that frequency. Okay, so and I kind of breathe in. That kind of helps me pull that energy towards me. And so I kind of imagine that I'm breathing through my third eye. So I'm taking that breath, and it's coming through my third eye. And then once it's to my head, then I just let my cells know this is the frequency that I'm wanting to match. And I've had some practice with it, and so they're really used to this. And so they immediately match that frequency, and then they send it down to the rest of the cells. And so I'm just waiting for that to happen. And I get this tingly feeling as the cells are starting to match that frequency in my body. And it takes a few minutes, so be patient. So now I'm just at my legs, and I'm still getting a little bit in my face. Okay, so now that I'm at that frequency, then I'm going to ground it, okay? So the way I ground that is just in the grounding exercise. And now when I'm wanting to send that energy to the center of the earth, I want to exhale and imagine that same energy is going through that cord that we put to the center of the earth at the very beginning, okay? So take a deep breath. Okay, and so that's grounded, and I'm shaking a little bit because as that energy is going through my body, I'm just feeling kriyas happen in my body as it's kind of going through. And then now that energy is grounded. And so now I just wait. And I wait to hear for what my guides are going to say the next steps are. But I know that I've grounded that energy in this present moment. And now I just have to wait for next steps. So, so that was the exercise. I really appreciate all the comments and the likes and the subscriptions. That means so much to me. It just means that my guides are really touching me too, as much as they touch me, and so I'm really appreciative. If you have any questions, like I said, I love reading the comments, and all of them have been so insightful and thoughtful, and yeah, and so I'm sending you my love, and thank you again.